Okay. Hello. So we are today starting with compound microscope, the proof of compound microscope. Over here, if we look into the construction of compound microscope, it consists of two convex lens. One of the convex lens is called the objective and the other convex lens is called the eyepiece. The objective convex lens is made up of very short focal length and a very small aperture, and it is the lens which is placed near the object is called the objective lens. Whereas the eyepiece is a convex lens of larger focal length, Fe, and a larger aperture. It is placed near the eye. So eyepiece, through the eyepiece actually we see the final image. Over here, one thing is very important, that the focal length of the objective is smaller than the focal length of the eyepiece. So these are the basic construction of a compound microscope. So next I move on to the next page. So over here we can see this is actually the construction of a compound microscope which I have already drawn. So this is the small aperture and this is the objective lens, and this is a larger aperture. You can identify this is the eyepiece lens. Now in order to draw the image and the object, so first of all what should I do? We should place the object, we should always place the object in between FO and twice FO. Why? So if I place the object like this, let me consider this to be the object. So if I place the object over here, so the image will be formed beyond twice FO, because if we know in case of convex lens, whenever we place an object between 2FO and FO or F and twice F, the image is always formed beyond twice F. So I draw the ray diagram over here. So this will be passing through the FO, and over here this will be passing through the FO, and the other ray will be passing through the optical center of the objective lens, and you can see the final image is actually formed at beyond twice FO. Beyond twice FO means it is actually between the optical center of the eyepiece lens, and it is also between the optical center of the eyepiece lens and the focus of the eyepiece lens. So if I try to draw the image like this, so the image will be fine. This will be the image. So one thing is very clear, it should be to you people, that over here, if I consider this to be the object AB, and this should be the image A1B1 formed by the objective lens. So the image formed by the objective lens will be the object for the eyepiece lens. So let me consider this center to be C1, and let me consider this center to be C2. Now what will happen? This A1B1 will be forming the virtual object for this eyepiece lens. So what will happen? So that means the rays coming from this will be first of all passing through the focus of the eyepiece. That means it will pass through here like this, and after that one of the ray will be passing through the optical center of the eyepiece. So one of the ray will be passing through the optical center of the eyepiece. So if I just draw this, okay, so it will be something like this. So if I just do it like this, it will be like this. So if I pull it backward, so the final image that will be formed will be something like this. So this will be the final image formed. Can you see? So we can see the final image formed. If I just draw this over here, so the final image will be something like this. So here is the final image. So I can say this is our final image A2B2. So I can easily see this. This is the final images A2B2. So this is our final image A2, B2. Is this clear to all of you? So the final image formed is A2, B2. And what is the distance where the image has formed? The image has formed at the least distance of distinct vision. So if I try to draw this, this is the distance if I try to measure. So it will be something like this. It will be something like this. So this distance is actually least distance of distinct vision. So this is how the ray diagram of this compound microscope is being drawn. I think this is one of the most important part of this total proof. So this is your image, or you can say this is the how the ray diagram is being constructed. I think it's clear to all of you. Next, we move on to the concept of magnifying power. That is also very, very important. So what is a magnifying power? So magnifying power of a compound microscope is actually the image formed by the angle formed by the image with the eye. So that means over here the image is A2, B2. So I can say this is beta. So this is the angle formed by the image, that is beta, divided by the angle formed by the object alpha. But one important consideration that you have to take, that is very, very important. I must draw this once again in order to make you understand. So this is, suppose if I take this particular image object at least distance of distinct vision. This is the most important. I think I have already discussed compound simple microscope with you, and there you saw that the angle made by the object was being taken from least distance of distinct vision. So I am considering this to be the angle. This angle is considered to be the alpha. So this will be your alpha. So is it clear? Is the angles clear, that which angles we are talking about? So we in the diagram, if I just try to point out, if I consider this point to be say A3, this point to be A3. So over here I can obviously say that A3 B2 is equals to AB is basically the object size. Is basically the object size. So the angle made by this with the A3 B2 with center of the optical center of the eyepiece, that is actually alpha. So if I write it over here, it is something like this, that is angle A3 B2 A3 C2 B2. So that is equals to alpha, and angle A2 C2 B2, that is equals to beta. So this is the angle we are talking about. I hope it is clear to all of you. So that means this is A3 C2 B2 equal to alpha, and A2 C2 B2 is equals to beta. And this is actually called the magnifying power. Okay. Now I consider the triangle, and can I write over here that is tan beta? Can I write it as A2 B2 divided by D? And similarly, I can obviously write tan alpha to be equal to A3 B2 divided by D. Now tan alpha can be also be written as AB by D, because I have already discussed that A3 B2 is equals to AB. Now this tan beta is nearly equal to beta, and tan alpha is nearly equal to alpha. So if I consider these two, what can I say? I can say now that is a very, very important relation we are coming into. That is, I'll move into the next page. So I can say that is magnifying power beta upon alpha is equals to A2 B2 divided by D divided by AB divided by D. D and D gone. So I can write A2 B2 divided by AB. Is that clear to all of you? So magnifying power equals to A2 B2 by AB. Now I will do a simple mathematical placement over here. I will just write like this: A2 B2 by 1 by AB. Now what I am doing, children, I am just multiplying the denominator with A1 B1 and the numerator with A1 B1. So I multiplied the numerator with A1 B1 and the denominator with A1 B1. So what it will be? This is A1 B1 by AB. So can I not say, if I just simply turn the page once again to I move on to the other page, can I not say that A1 B1 by AB is the magnification of objective, and A2 B2 by AB is the magnification of the eyepiece? Because you know that magnification is equals to the size of the image divided by the size of the object. So I can obviously say that A2 B2 by AB, so I can say that is A2 B2 by AB is equals to, I will just write like this, that is this will be equals to A2 B2 by AB will be A1 B1, sorry, this will be the magnification of the eyepiece, because A2 B2 is the final image found by the eyepiece and A1 B1 was the object for the eyepiece, into MO, that is magnification of the objective. So we can say magnifying power, we have come across a very interesting formula. Magnifying power is equals to the product of magnification of eyepiece, magnification of eyepiece, and magnification of objective. So MO is, I will just write a ditto, magnification of objective lens. So this is a very important formula we have come over here. Now we'll go by this now over here. So this we have come to this particular formula, that is magnification is equals to this. So let me just quickly do this part for you. That is, let me just discuss the eyepiece part first. So I'll just turn my page to the, I'll move on to the next page. For the eyepiece, you have already seen for the eyepiece. I just quickly move into this. For eyepiece we are doing, just I go on to the first page. For the eyepiece, A1 B1 is your object. So A1 B1 is the object for the eyepiece and A2 B2 is the image for the eyepiece. So let me take this A1 B1. So I will take this distance. So for eyepiece, let the object distance UE be equals to x, but I should put a minus x. Why? According to sign convention, it should be minus x. And image distance for the eyepiece should be equals to minus d. So if I use this, so what should be the magnification for the eyepiece? So magnification for the eyepiece, then it should be, that is equals to, you know, magnification is also equals to VE divided by UE. So I can write this as minus d by minus x. So if minus minus gets cancelled, so I'll get d upon x as the magnification of the eyepiece. Now I'll use the lens formula. 1 by V minus 1 by U is equals to 1 by F. So instead of eyepiece, I will just put U as a suffix e's over here. And then I can write minus 1 upon d plus 1 upon x is equals to 1 upon Fe. Am I clear? So I can obviously write this is equals to 1 upon Fe. Now what will happen? So over here, if I multiply it by d, so I'll get like the simple microscope I have done. This is d by x is equals to d by Fe. So a very important formula we have come, that this d by x is nothing but the magnification of the eyepiece. So I can write magnification of eyepiece is equals to, instead of this d by x, I can put ME. So I can write this is equals to, magnification is equals to 1 plus d by Fe. So magnification for the eyepiece, I can write as 1 plus d by Fe. So this is a very important part we have done. This is the magnification of the eyepiece. Now I move on to the, for the magnification of the objective part. I'll move on to the next page. So for the magnification of the objective part, the objective object over here is placed very close to, if you just look over here, this object is placed should be placed very close to FO. So over here we can take something like this. So I just move over here. So for objective I can write, for objective lens the object should be placed very close to the placed very close to FO. So I can say, I can write over here, although twice FO is less than, FO is less than, or rather the other way around I should write. So if I just quickly write like this, that is UFO is less than, UO is less than twice FO, less than twice FO, but UO actually tends to FO. So this is very, very important. This is a very, very important supposition that you can say, because UO is placed between FO and twice FO, but UO is placed very close to FO. According to sign convention, I can take therefore UO equals to minus of FO, isn't it? Now, a very, very important part, I will just quickly move into the next previous page which I have discussed. Our whole aim is that we want to place this particular A1, B1 very close to the eyepiece lens, as close as possible. Am I clear or not? So that means if I consider this to be the length, this is considered to be the length, that is the distance between the objective and the eyepiece. So I can obviously write, if I move on to the next page, so I can obviously write over here that VO should be nearly equal to minus of, so it will be plus of L, where L is the distance between objective and eyepiece, distance between objective and eyepiece. So what should be the eyepiece? Okay, so what should be the magnification of objective now? Magnification of objective should be VO by UO according to the formula. So this should be equals to L by FO. So it will be minus L upon FO. So this we have got as the magnification of the objective. Am I clear? So magnification, and I should write this also as nearly equal to. This is not equal to, I should write nearly equal. So from here, I have already found out the magnification of eyepiece, and I know that magnifying power is equals to MO into ME. What is MO? MO is equals to minus L by FO. And what is ME? I have already calculated, that is 1 plus D upon FE. So this is the magnifying power of a very, very important formula we have derived, that is, this is the magnifying power of compound microscope. So children, we have come to a very important derivation, that is magnifying power of a compound microscope. That is very, very important. We have come, so that is equals to minus L by FO into 1 plus D by FE. So this is a very, very important formula we have come to, and you please remember this formula. This is very, very important, and I think you have understood this, and we'll move further. Thank you.